Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon, Flight boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about the astrological flight revamp for the 2018 Sagittariuses. And the reason why I say that is because I got a lot of videos on Sagittarius. So right now, I just want to break down the basic archetype on why Sagittariuses act the way that they act. Now, once I break down these basic algorithms and patterns and alignments, these are energetic forces that all Sagittariuses naturally have. You see what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Now, Sagittarius in general, the influence of Sagittarius was created by the 9th house. Now, what is the 9th house? 9th house is higher education or education in general. So the things that you know and you was educated on. And it's also long distance travel and also short distance travel. Now, what is long distance travel? Internally or externally. Internally could be long distance travel within the mind, the heart, and things and the feelings. Externally could be in the real physical world and you're actually going traveling. Also, the 9th house represents wisdom, knowledge, meaning, reasoning, and broad philosophical points of views of looking at the world, spirituality, and God in many ways, shapes, and forms. Astrology, mysticism, occult, and science. So that's the 9th house. So when you look at a Sagittarius, they play out these kind of archetypes a lot of times. A Sagittarius may naturally have the energy of being a teacher or being educated or being wise or having wisdom or going through similar experiences to you, or just going through experiences in general, whether they're bad or good. You see what I'm saying? That's how they develop wisdom and knowledge in some type of way. This person may be a person that likes to always tie meanings and reasonings to things and things of that nature, and they always have a broad sense of the collective conscious on how other people see and feel about things when it comes to philosophy or God or things of that nature, even if they're not religious. So this archetype is being pushed through the Sagittarius energy in general. Now, for the most part, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Now, what is Jupiter? Jupiter is wisdom, knowledge, experience in general, right? And it's how one is able to tie higher meanings and reasonings to things. So Jupiter is expansion, because the experiences that it puts you through could be bad or good, but since you're able to extract wisdom and knowledge out of it and able to tie new or higher meanings or reasons to that experience, then ultimately that expanded your mind. So Jupiter is always going to be a beneficial. So it expands whatever area of life it's affecting in your life. So for the most part, Jupiter, this is another archetype and an energetic force that Sagittarius may carry. You know, Sagittarius may carry the energy of a person who may like to give you wisdom and knowledge about your experience, or a person who may like to think and add higher meanings of reasoning to the experiences that they're going through and things of that nature. And these people like to expand on ideas, expand on action, expand on thought, expand on emotions and feelings, expand on, you see what I'm saying? It's like because it's half man, half animal. And when I say man, that's man and woman. So they're kind of like social and kind of got understanding like the air signs in Virgo, but so they're kind of man woman like, but at the same time they understand the animal nature, which is the lower nature of the human also. So this what makes them have higher knowledge over lower things. So when you're going through a lower state or keep experiencing lower moments in your life, this is what makes a Sagittarius optimistic and make you feel like you want to be around them, because you feel more upbeat and feel more relaxed and giddy around them. You know what I'm saying? So this what makes them have giddy type personalities, to the point that they can charm you up even when they in a bad attitude. You see what I'm saying? It's like a scattered warmth fire that make you feel in whatever way it make you feel, regardless of that feeling in the first place. So Sagittarius is the fire in the first place. It's the filler in the first place. When you pick up their energy, it's gonna make you, it's just gonna entice however you was feeling in general. So if you was feeling happy, sad, or angry, or excited, or whatever like that, and entice that. But the actual energy that you got that from wasn't necessarily in that vibration. That it could have been in its own vibration, its own anger or happiness. You see what I'm saying? It's just fireworks weird. Water know how to make you feel the way it feel. Fire just makes you feel and entice your feeling already. It's weird when you start to understand energies. Now, also, Mercury is away here. So Mercury, what is Mercury? Mercury is thinking, communicating, analyzing. You see what I'm saying? And being able to effectively look at the details and instructions of something. Now it's away, so it's at work. So it's in an area, a place that it doesn't like to be. It can't really make it do what it do here. I like to say when a planet is away, it's at work. It has to utilize the tools that it has in order to get the job done. So it's like basically in a nutshell, in a place that it doesn't want to be in. It just has to do things that it doesn't want to do. So, you know, when Mercury want to be curious, you know, dibble and dabble into everything, be curious and analyze and you know, puzzle and look at the metaphor of things. Can't really do that here because, you know, it's too busy trying to see the broad perspective of something, or the meaning and reasoning behind something, or the spirit behind something. Or you see what I'm saying, or the experience behind something. So Sagittariuses may play out the energetic forces sometime, whether they are Sagittariuses or even if they just have Mercury here, but it doesn't matter. The Sagittarius energy itself, a lot of times they may play out characteristics of not caring about details. You know, not caring about puzzles, not caring about analyzing, not caring about thinking, not even caring about relating a lot of times, and relating their communication style a lot of times. A lot of times they just want to go off and express themselves. So the way they express themselves is their way of communicating, is their way of making you think what they want you to think. You know what I'm saying? They like to control the mind based upon action and insight and wisdom, not based upon logic and wording and reasoning, based upon the word reasoning, not the meaning and reasoning that they tie to it for themselves as far as their moral. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes Sagittarius is moral, other than moral and philosophers, other than logical and ethical. You see what I'm saying? Also, Sagittarius is with Mercury being away here. This is what makes them. A lot of times, Sagittarius may play out the archetype of not being able to effectively communicate what they're trying to express a lot of times. So they have to find something and find gadgets and find other. Now I'm a Sag moon and then I'm an Aries in Mercury, so they trying each other. So y'all see I have the gift of showing the flaw in my way of communicating. See what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, Mercury being in Sagittarius, being away here, is part of the energetic archetype of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, it may be hard for them to effectively explain or communicate what's going on with them and what's in their head a lot of times also. So they find a need to want to escape. Because it's not that they are escapists and adventurers, which it can lead into that, but it's really that they just don't want to be caged in or around that type of responsibility of having to communicate effectively or having to think and analyze about something, because you know you're going to be around, when you're around others, that's part of the energy that you have to do, and that could be draining for a fire always like to detach, but they all detach in their own way, and this is how Sagittarius detach. Now it's also co-ruled by the center of the Milky Way, which is the black hole. So what does that mean? That means full wisdom and knowledge over the totality of this experience. So you know, Sagittarius, this what makes Sagittarius have the God complex a lot of times. This may cause Sagittarius to feel like they think they know better than everybody else. This will make a Sagittarius feel like they're more far out thinkers, which a lot of times they do become far out thinkers. This will make Sagittarius a lot of times feel like feel very broad perspectivist. Like all Sagittarius signs, not Sagittarius, but all mutable signs come to broad perspectives just in their own way. You know, Earth, which is Virgo, may come to a broad perspective in the Earth and a thinking in a practical way. Gemini may do it in a thinking and analyzing in a communicative way. You know, Pisces may do it in a collective conscious and with the emotions and the feelings type way. Sagittarius is going to do this in a way of seeing and feeling also way. You know what I'm saying? So Sagittarius feel like they have the collective conscious on how to see things, how to perceive things. So they feel like they see everything. They feel like they see what you don't see also. And they feel like they feel how you don't feel. And their feelings is way out there, way in the black hole. So they feel like they can feel how the collective conscious feel. They feel like they know how to see things the way the collective conscious see it. So Sagittarius, a lot of times, they feel like, now let me put this on before this die. I don't know why this always about to die. Now, Sagittariuses feel like they're connected with the collective conscious, and they feel like they see what's going on with the collective conscious also. So this what makes them develop certain wisdom, knowledge in their life, and things like they feel like they can know what's going on with everything, with society, or they know how society feel and things of that nature. So this puts them on a broad perspective by them being co-ruled by the black hole. Now this is also fire. Fire represents seeing and feeling. Now seeing doesn't always deal with these two eyes, but realizing. So that deals with intuition, passion, imagination, and it's mutable fire. Being mutable and being able to adapt and be changeable to your own and other people's ways of seeing and feeling. So you like to see how other people see things and how other people feel about things, and you like to come to a broad conclusion on how you're supposed to see and feel about these things in general, no matter the subject. Also is right brain. Now right brain is dealing with the internal realm, that all things that's dealing with internal, that's far as like dreams, imaginations, creativity, the internal realm, the realm that we can't see, the feelings and the emotions. And then it's a yang sign. So what does yang represent? Yang represents the external realm, what we can consciously see, what we're consciously aware of, and things of that nature. So for the most part, like I said, everything has a yin and yang. When you look at the right and left brain, and the right brain has a yin and yang, and the left brain has a yin and yang. Now the right brain, yin and yang, the yang will be the fire, the yin will be the water. So right here, fire is the yang version of the right brain. So what does that mean? That's a person who take the internal realm type stuff, imagination, intuition, psyche, visions, visualization, and things of that nature, and want to express it in the yang realm in certain in ways. Express it in the external realm. You know what I'm saying? Be seen for these things. Be seen for the internal realm type things. Be seen for the spirit. Be seen for the things that you can't see. Be the representation of the shapeless and formless. See what I'm saying? So that's what the right brain yang signs do as far as fire. And then last but not least, Sagittarius is being backed and supported by the stars. Now look, the area of life, the date, the location, and the circumstance that made you a Sagittarius, that area right there is being, now the influences and the starlights of Scorpio is moved into that space and location. So what does that mean? That means that everything I explained as you being a Sagittarius is being backed and supported by the Scorpio energy. So look at it like this. Your mutable way of seeing and feeling about the world that you're in, and your wisdom and knowledge is being backed and supported by a fixated way of dealing with your own emotions and feelings, and dealing with that on your intent, willpower, passions, and motivations and transformations in your life. So look at it like this. Things that you dive in deep to, your desires, motivations, passions, and things of that nature, and your own fixated emotions and feelings, and your ability to dive in deep, and your ability to transform, is supporting your mutable way of seeing and feeling about the world and the circumstances that you're in right now. So you go very deep into your ways of seeing and feeling about the world that you're in. And you play the role of wanting to be the person to transform that in some type of way, shape, or form. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Goddamn air.